Hello there and welcome back to another episode of Gear Up with Greggs. My name is Shane and I will be your host for today, where we get really sticky with some bonding adhesives from NOZZLE. NOZZLE is an all-purpose adhesive that can be used to bond just about anything. You want to glue ceramic to glass? It can do that. You want to glue wood to wood? It can do that. You want to glue any small articles together, NOZZLE can normally take care of it. The only things that it won't work on are paper, cardboard, and styrofoam. Now, some of the things that I really like about NOZZLE, one, it's waterproof. So you can use it on things like boats, tents, anywhere there's going to be a lot of moisture, NOZZLE works great. Secondly, it is highly temperature resistant, so you can use it in a wide range of environments. And thirdly, it is actually oil and gas resistant. You heard it here, folks, oil and gas resistant. Now, it works great on things like plastic gas tanks. Anything that's going to be prone to this type of exposure, NOZZLE can help you. Now, NOZZLE comes in two different sizes. We have here the 30 milliliter tube, as well as the 60 milliliter tube we got up here. As you can see, what we're going to be fixing today is this air hose nozzle. You'll typically use these in the hose shop for testing hydraulic hose, blowing out the debris from the inside. And it's something that can be easily fixed with some NOZZLE. But before we do that, we're going to put on some safety equipment. All right, so we got our roughneck nitrile gloves on. We're going to throw on some safety glasses. Now, before we get started with the NOZZLE, one thing to note is to open up and actually puncture it, there's this back pointer on the back of the lid here, and you're going to just squeeze in, and that's how you puncture the seal. You don't want to squeeze it from this end, because if you make too big of a hole in that end there, you're just going to dry out the product and it'll be no good. So let's get the pointer over like this and just push it down. There we go. And it's also wise to test the adhesive on a small area before using it on any projects. Now, when it comes to using NOZZLE for bonding like we're about to do here, you're going to want to apply a thin coat to both surfaces. All right, so we're just going to grab our two pieces here, put some NOZZLE on the edge like this, grab our other piece. Now, the important part, if we just press these two pieces together right now, we aren't going to get a nice bond. You want the material to set into a nice tacky consistency before applying the surfaces together. This usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, so that's about 2 minutes. So let's just put these pieces together. And there we go. Now we're just going to let that sit and cure. It normally takes about 2 to 6 hours for final cure. But by the magic of television, we're going to jump right forward and see what it looks like. And we're back. And wow, would you look at that? Good as new. So we've seen what NOZZLE can do for bonding. Now let's take a look at some of the other applications you can use it for. All right, for gasoline leaks, you're going to want to press a small amount of NOZZLE directly to the leak. Hold firmly for several minutes until the substance congeals, and then let it dry for about 5 to 10 minutes. You'll then apply another coat and keep repeating this process until the leak is sealed. For oil and water leaks, it's important to apply the NOZZLE to a clean, dry surface. Wet NOZZLE has the potential to damage the material you were trying to fix, and that's just no good. And remember, the final cure time for NOZZLE is roughly 2 to 6 hours, and it depends on how thick of a layer you actually apply. When you are finished with the NOZZLE, it helps to put a thin coat of petroleum jelly on the threads before placing the cap back on. This makes it much easier to open the next time you use it. Screw that cap on nice and tight and keep it stored in a warm place because the product will gel if left in the cold. And finally, if you ever need to remove the bond, NOZZLE can be dissolved with acetone as well as a number of other dissolving compounds, many of which we carry here at Gregg's. Well, that's it for this episode, and remember, always wear the appropriate safety wear when working with chemicals, and I'll see you next time on Gear Up with Greggs.